Are you about to pray? All right.
We're praying.
Here we go. It is episode, I'm guessing, 11, because we don't keep track of these things, right?
We're at 11 now.
We're right at 11. All right. How did I get in this room, guys? Welcome back. Thank you for being here. So, we've had amazing guests. We've been super duper lucky.
Yep, we have.
But today, no guest, because since the show is called How Did I Get in This Room, we decided we were going to do our top 3 How did I get in this room moments. Yeah.
So we're basically the guests. So I'll be asking you.
Yeah,
you can ask me.
We are basically the guests. I don't know what her top 3 are. She doesn't know what my top 3 are. So of course we're going to kick this off because we're going to do ladies first. And before we do that though, if you guys have any ideas of things you want us to try or whatever, or you think it'd be interesting content, let us know. You can hit us up on the How Did I Get in This Room Instagram. Margo, do you want to start off?
Love that. And yeah, we love content ideas. Again, so if there's
because we're running low.
We're running low. No, we're not running low. We're just now fueling up. He's fueling up right now. So I'll go first. I do love the ladies first. So I can't put it chronologically, but this is my first How Did I Get in This Room moment that I'd like to share with the viewers.
Okay.
Was Grammys 2020. So that's not even a room, that's just an experience. So I'm kind of going a little bit beyond our rules on this question. But in 2020, I found myself as a mother of 3 with my sunglasses brand, transparent sunglasses. I was invited to attend the Grammys and be part of the gifting lounge as a marketing opportunity, literally 3 weeks after launching my brand with probably 3 followers on Instagram.
That's pretty cool.
That is a how did I get in this room? How did I get this email? How, what am I doing? But sometimes you just got to jump off the cliff and see what happens.
You're back there, you're set up, you're with all these other vendors or brands.
Sure.
Who comes through the door and you were like, holy
let's
crap.
just back it up. The fact that all the other vendors are quite well established.
They've been there
vendors.
before, sure.
This is not their first rodeo.
Right.
And here I am walking in from Texas with my shades. They all, there are teams of 5 or 6. And I just rolled in 2 suitcases of my product and, put my shades on and said, I'm going to own this. And so that's what I did. And yes, it was a little bit intimidating, but what does one do when you're intimidated? When you think, how did I get in this room? You say, what would Beyonce do? And Beyonce would hang out with Cyndi Lauper, which is what I did. I hung out with Cyndi Lauper, chatted up with Cheap Trick, so many friends, so many guests that have come on our show. Those friendships originated from the Grammys, which is pretty wild.
A star,
Can you beat
somebody that came through the door, other than Cheap Trick, Aerosmith, one person you're like, oh my God, they might be coming to the table right now, and they're coming to my table. Who was that?
So many. Okay, Alice Cooper, first of all, was the kindest, most
legend, icon.
Many times when if you've been to the Grammys, which hopefully you have, because it's an incredible experience.
Who's been to the Grammys?
Most of the
I've never been to the Grammys. Hopefully you've been to the Grammys.
Most of the times the guests walking through.
It's like Disney. Everybody's been to Disney.
They have an intro, almost like a presenter that will hold this calling card. So if you don't recognize who the guest is, you can say, oh, Alice, because they're holding.
Right.
I obviously knew who Alice Cooper was. I mean, he had
You're
his makeup on. Yes,
yeah,
so he walked through with Calico, his daughter. They could not have been more lovely. Just so sweet. Like I said, Cyndi Lauper was amazing. I did ask her what her favorite color was.
She's coming.
Yes, she's coming.
We need to be there.
We need to be there for sure. Joe Perry from Aerosmith. I
love him.
Aaron, his son. Jeez. He and I bonded right away. Joe Perry was just killer. So I did not meet Steven Tyler, but all the rest of the Aerosmith band came through, and
he's wonderful.
They were just they're just normal people.
So there you go. Number 3 on the countdown, Margo, backstage at the Grammys. All right, my turn. You ready?
I could have kept going. But
sure.
Yes,
It's a very short show. So for me, and this goes back it was before COVID. There was a very famous festival in Europe, and whatever city or country they're in, it's called, for whatever, Open Air. It's that's the name of the festival, where they brought it to Houston. It was going to be Houston Open Air, and it was Houston Open Air. And hard rock bands, and so we did some press with them, and we had the promoters on the show, and we did all this stuff with them, and they were so appreciative that we gave them time, that they're like, please come to the show, we're giving you tickets, here are your passes, it's going to be great.
I love the passes and the tickets when you don't have to buy them.
Yes, there was a parking pass too.
Oh,
I know.
killer.
Yeah, anyway, so we go to this thing, and of course it was 2 nights, two days and nights, and I picked the night that I wanted to go to because we saw Chevy Metal. We saw, which was Taylor Hawkins' band.
Oh, yeah.
Rest in peace,
Love.
Miss Taylor. It was Buck Cherry.
Cool.
Which, believe it or not, I was not expecting much, and played one of the most
I love
killer
Buck Cherry.
sets.
They've been touring with
Yes,
Skid Row.
absolutely.
And, yeah.
The Cult later on.
Love the Cult.
And the headliner that
Fireman.
night, Slayer. So we're in the press area, and I got to talk to Billy Duffy from The Cult for like a second and take a picture with him. I was like, all right, my life cannot get any better right now.
Did you play it cool or did you not play it cool?
No, I was a babbling idiot. So then we get a chance, the promoter comes over and he goes, hey, you're going to go watch the Slayer set? And I'm like, yeah, we're going out there right now. He goes, okay, when you get done, I'm going to introduce you to the band. And I was like, dear God. So we go out there, we watch the show, and he told us, like, right at the encore, come back. So we come back, we can hear the encore, and they take us back to these little, like, portable trailer thingies. Show's over, and, they were like, just give it a few seconds. The band's kind of, like, decompressing, and they're like, they come out and like, come on.
And you're, like, about to erupt.
I'm with
They're
my
decompressing,
dear,
you're like,
I'm with my dear friend Danny Trace, who's amazing chef here locally. He's just a genius, and I love him, and he's such a metalhead. And my friend Kelly, who's a photographer, and I told her we were going to the show, and she's like losing her mind. Her eyes are this big. And we walk inside, and the guys are standing around a table. And I guess Slayer has this tradition where they take a shot of Jaeger at the end of the show.
oh, fun.
Right?
Oh,
and
gosh,
it's
but
Carey
actually
King,
not fun.
it's Tom Mariah, it's Gary Holt. And I'm standing there like, I don't even know. I'm like, how did I get here right now? And I look over at Kelly, and she goes, what is my life right now? And she was losing it. And they poured the Jaeger, and like the guys in the band hand us shots. And we just like,
How did you
boom.
do on this
I'm
shot?
Like, I'm a professional. There's no problem there. Yeah, so anyway, backstage with Slayer, shots of Jaeger. It was amazing. That's my number 3.
Is Jaeger the one with the gold speckles?
No, that's Goldschlager. So Jaeger's the one that
back these terrible
it's
memories
terrible
of high
memories.
school.
Yeah, so Jaeger is that black licorice-y tasting one.
Oh, I don't like either one.
No, that's not.
I'm not a shot girl. So yeah,
That brings you to number 2.
Number 2. I'm not
on the countdown.
Again, not chronologically, because this is a really killer story. Again, going out of the bounds with the room. This is how did I get on the bus?
That counts.
Drum roll.
Go.
All the things. So in 2022, this is when this story and this occurrence happened. So Poison was on tour with Motley Crue, Def Leppard, and Joan Jett. And that's actually
tour.
how you and I met.
That is how we
was
met.
when we hosted an event for Ricky Rocket, who is one of my dearest friends. So the story goes that after hosting an event for Ricky while he was in town, Ruby, you made the cut. Ruby
Thank
was
you.
a VIP there.
I got invited.
We hosted an event while he was in town in Houston, but the way that the concert went was such that you attend, right? You get your ticket. I love that you get tickets too. I didn't even have to park. I was basically driven there, front row, right? And then you go, you want a snack. You want like some peanuts and a beer or whatever. So the stadium is full, right?
Yes.
There is not one seat that's not filled.
Sure.
So I had to go to the second floor because, the bathroom line was long, etc. I wanted, it was Thursday, I wanted my snack. And I get a text from Romy, who is Ricky's bodyguard. And he says, great show, we're all done. Come hang out with us after we're about to leave at midnight. So I said, how would I ever find you? I'm on the second floor and Reliant.
Looking for a bathroom.
I'm the girls' bathroom
I'm trying
line.
to find peanuts
and
and a
said,
beer.
I will ping your phone until, what did you say?
I said you're on the second floor
I'm on the
looking for
second floor.
peanuts and beer.
Yes.
Popcorn.
So he said, I'll ping your phone. We'll get you back here. Just, stay on the line. So this is how did I get in this room? So I literally had the C's part. I had Romy come find me, drive a golf cart through Reliant.
Yeah.
Hop on the cart, go backstage while Motley's loading up. Def Leppard was loading up. And then I find myself sitting, having like a ultralight, but I'm not a beer drinker, but like a beer, talking about, kiddos and trying to figure out summer camps and such with
Sitting
Ricky
where?
Rocket. In his bus.
Okay.
That's the how did I get in this room? It's how did I get on this bus?
There you go.
So that was super wild because I had actually never seen how these guys travel, right? And so I kind of walked through there's plenty of space when you're starting out on tour. So many of our friends are driving in vans, and finally you get to a point where
You get a bus.
You get a bus.
It's a big deal.
And in fact, this was a Kardashian former bus when I guess Kim was on tour or something. How can you beat that?
How many people saw the Kardashians on tour?
How many
'Cause
people?
I've never seen a Kardashian tour shirt.
But I love this story because
If I wasn't mic'd, I'd show you a tour shirt. But
no. But why I love this story is had I not started this brand, had I not, taken that risk with so many people that are watching this show, you always want to.
all three of them
What? All three of what?
watching the show.
All three. So many people. But take a chance because you could open up to a whole new a life. You could also, don't end up on the bus, but, have a how do I get in this room moment.
That's right. Okay. That's Margot's number 2.
I'm sticking with it.
Which brings me to my number 2. So, in my years of reporting for the local TV station here, I was in Los Angeles for a press junket, and I am about to interview Mariah Carey. And I'm aware of Mariah Carey. I know about her songs and her platinum records and all that stuff. And we had other artists that day that it was for American Idol. So we had Simon Cowell. We had everybody else. And it was time to interview Mariah. So all of these reporters are in the hallway, and you get 5 minutes, and the door opens, and they'll go, Chicago, you're next. Whatever. So they go in there, and they go, Atlanta, you're next. Okay. Detroit, you're next. And the door opens, or Houston. And I know reporters from Atlanta and Detroit, the guys that just went, Paul and Jay that just went before. So I go in, you sit down, there's 2 chairs, you're facing each other. They mic you up, they're checking the lighting. She's getting there's a guy holding a Diet Coke with a little straw so she can drink from
I
it.
want that.
I know, right? Yeah.
I want someone
she had
to
an
hold a
entourage.
Diet.
She had an entourage, and she deserves an entourage because
I
she's
aspire to get there.
whatever. So I sit down and I'm cool. They're doing, they're putting my mic on and doing all this stuff, and I'm just ready. I've got my questions and I'm ready. Everybody clears out and they go rolling, and then for 1 second I was like, "That's Mariah Carey." I'm like sitting 3 feet from her.
Because she had an entourage of people just like fluffing and fanning her as she.
Well,
came
she's
in.
she's
She's
iconic.
incredible. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I later found out that my friend Paul from Atlanta, from Fox in Atlanta, is such a fan that he immediately said, "I love you so much that there isn't a lyric to a song that you can sing that I can't name." And she said, "Really?" So she sang some like last song,
Always Be My
second
Baby.
album, whatever, and he named the song. All right. Then I later found out that Jay Towers brought a pair of jeans that she wore in a video that he bid on at an auction because he wanted them so badly because he loved Mariah Carey.
Wait,
and
wait,
he
I
said,
feel
"Do
like she
you
wears
remember
dresses."
these jeans?" No, she wore jeans in this.
What video? Did
I
you
have
wear?
no idea.
No,
But
she's always in these like really cool.
well, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
She was wearing a dress that I don't even know how a human being got into this thing. You know Tinkerbell from Peter Pan, that
Yes.
little green
Yeah.
thing? That's what she was wearing.
Yeah.
If she would have sneezed, that dress would have exploded. Anyway.
Well, she's Mariah. She's
She's Mariah Carey.
Sneeze,
It doesn't matter.
Ruben.
It doesn't matter. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Hey, tell me a great story about Houston." She's like, "I played a concert there a couple." There was nothing. We were making no connection. I had nothing. It was not going anywhere. She was pleasant, but it wasn't really going anywhere. And I was like, for some reason, it popped into my head. I said, the holidays aren't really the holidays until my wife puts on your Christmas album.
Yes.
That woman lit up like
Her Christmas special. I mean, she
it was
is
like
Christmas.
And we talked Christmas and her song, and she talked about shopping, the kids, pajamas,
Yeah.
the morning, presents, and it was a great interview. That's my number 2.
So but you're saying you kind of failed in the moment.
Oh, I totally
but
failed.
You just brought up holidays.
Because I was deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't going anywhere, and I was like, "Oh my God, I've only got 5 minutes with Mariah Carey, and this interview sucks."
Right. So you're just going to talk about I love this.
But I threw Christmas out there.
That's what happens when
I'm a professional.
when you're a pro like that. Okay, I think what's happening here is my moments are beating yours. I was at the Grammys.
100%.
On the stadium tour.
Yeah.
But
I'm just
okay.
going to give you a hint. My number 1 involves a grocery store.
Oh, I get my
Keep going.
groceries delivered.
Keep going.
So my, again, not in chronological order, but my final how did I get in this room moment that I'm going to share with all three
All 3 of the viewers.
is this being how did I get in this room?
Okay.
So again, being a mother of 3 and just having a brand new contemporary fashion brand, I've gone in 4 years from literally being a stay-at-home mom with this startup to the Grammys to being on tour.
Here, let's toast to that. Let's toast
Okay.
to the company. Stay-at-home mom,
Stay-at-home mom. Cheers.
rockin' fashion brand.
Yes. Okay. Not choke. But yeah, so that's my moment. I'm really excited to be on a TV show. I've never been on TV. Clearly, I'm not media trained. You have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth. We hope it's filtered, and many times it's not. But that's my moment. We met.
Are you
via,
gonna? I was about
no,
to
I
say,
was
are you
gonna
going to
share.
mention me in the
I'm
moment?
going to talk
'Cause-
about this
All right,
because.
go.
Again,
Just
going
open.
back to Poison was I invited you
Yeah.
as a VIP to
Yes.
the event that I was hosting.
Yes.
And you attended. We had a cocktail.
It was awesome.
And then from there, we connected, and you followed the brand, and you consistently said, we should
should do
do an
something.
interview.
Yeah,
we should do something. And
something.
for a year, I probably put it off because I'm very busy.
You're incredibly busy.
I know you're busy, but
Am I?
But I'm busier. So I kept saying no, and then we finally gave it a shot, and here we are with 111 followers.
Crushing it on Instagram.
With a show, though, that has interviewed
Crushing.
musicians and entertainment artists throughout the world. We started with Tom Chapman from New Order.
Yep.
We've had John Bolton from the Beach Boys. We've had Ryan Cook from
Ace Frehley.
Ace, and Ryan Roxy from Alice Cooper. And
Yep.
it's just been so fun. So my how did I get in this room is we're in
Being
new
here
rooms
right now.
all the time.
Okay.
And here we are.
We're in a new room today.
We're in a new room.
Yes, the new set.
The new set.
All right,
And
so
that we call
where
this
are we
the
on
prayer.
time?
This is the prayer bench.
Yeah.
Our
Margo's like, I
couch-
can't wait for you to see the new couch.
This couch
This is
quite-
literally a footstool.
Don't lean back.
Where are we on time? 7 minutes. All right, here we go. So, my number 1, we go all the way back to 1990, before Margo was born. Because if you guys haven't figured it out, I'm the elder statesman of this show. Anyway, so I was working for a company that would promote concerts. And my job was the runner. So the runner, it's on smaller shows, I'm not talking about like arena shows, on smaller shows, there is a rider, which is a document that has all of these, it tells you what the sound is, what the lights are. It has all of this stuff in it. And the couple of last pages on the rider is the dressing room. And this is what the bands require in the dressing room. And it could be like
Gummy bears.
X number of towels, gummy bears, bottled water, deli tray, vegetarian.
Some people
missions.
want like a specific scent of candles.
Some people want very specific, but this is smaller. I mean, this particular night we were playing a club which like the capacity I want to say was like 1,000, 1,200, whatever. And the band was the Pixies. And I was so excited because I was a huge fan and I got to work backstage. So the band arrives to sound check, and as soon as they come off, they walk into the dressing room, they meet me. And I have to and they were the sweetest, coolest, nicest people. And I was trying to do everything I could not to lose my mind and just completely fanboy.
I don't see that happening.
It was, obviously, Charles, Joey, Kim, David, they were amazing. And they were like, hey, come have a beer with us on the bus. So here's a bus story. So I go sit on the bus and I'm having a beer. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting here with the Pixies. This is crazy. And so we talked and talked. And I had some duties to do. So I said, guys, thank you so much. And I walked off and they said, hey, we'll see you after the show. After the show, they played it. I got to stand inside of the stage. It was the Doolittle tour. And I got to watch the whole thing. They come backstage after the show. Everybody's kind of like sweaty and wiping off and having a beer, drinking, kind of cooling off a little bit. Kim Deal, who I absolutely love, would not let me take a picture of her. So, of course, I respected that. But the rest of the guys were
like
just
sneaky, like trying.
But that was like camera, like with film. You'd be like,
time
click.
ago. I forget how old you are.
It's so old. Anyway, so 35 millimeter camera. I do have some photos. Anyway, so we get done, and I'm like about to say goodbye because normally this is when the band gets on the bus.
Right.
And Frank Black Francis, Charles, whatever you want to call him in whatever incarnation he exists in, he said, he goes, hey man, is there any like Vietnamese food around? I'm like, yeah, there's this great place downtown. He goes, I'm so hungry. You want to go eat?
You're like, I eat too.
Sure, I eat too. So we get into my little Nissan pickup truck and we drive downtown to Mai's Vietnamese, which I knew was open late. And we sat there and we ate Vietnamese food till like 1:30 in the morning. And then I dropped him off.
That's
But
wild.
before I took him to his hotel, he takes out this like little index cards. He goes, hey, I'm going to give you my number and my address.
On like a note card?
On a
that you
note card.
take
I don't know
notes
what
in
it was.
high school?
It was like a little note card. He goes, if you're in Boston, let me know.
That's
And he
crazy.
hands it to me.
Do you still have it?
No, it was lost millennia. I know, right?
Why? Why?
Because I'm an idiot. Because I'm a moron. Anyway, so I've told that story a million times. Half the time people don't even believe me when I tell them the story, but it was like, so of course, this day, I am just the biggest fan of the Pixies because I love them so much.
Well, this
That's
saying,
my number one, people.
There's that
Put that in your
saying,
pipe and smoke it.
Picks or it didn't happen. In this case, it's a note card or it didn't happen because you're, a little bit older than I am.
Show me the receipts.
Show me,
Show me the receipts.
Is this Vietnamese noodle house still in existence?
It's still
Maybe we
open. It is still open.
Go walk by there. And
go
see if
over
they
there
were
and
in the
try to
room.
verify.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember 1990? Was this man here for pho?
That's wild, though. I do love the Pixies. Where is my mind? Here Comes Your Man. I feel like you should have been playing Here Comes Your Man when you were.
I was playing it. You were upstairs
runner,
getting makeup.
Being the runner. No, when you're bringing them their, snacks or water or whatever, you should have played that. Like, Here Comes Your Man.
So
I'm Ruby.
back then, I would have had to have set
Runner.
up a record player.
Oh, yes.
And speakers.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Well,
So
so
that was a good list.
Yeah. So we Grammys, Poison, TV show.
Do you have an honorable mention? I think we have like a minute and a half. We've got 30 seconds.
Okay, honorable mention,
Other than working with me.
I do have an honorable mention. And I feel like, again, this should probably have been a larger mention.
1 minute.
1 minute to go. Dallas, last summer, I went to the, referring back to Alice Cooper at the Grammys.
40 seconds.
Okay. Went to the Alice Cooper concert, and Chuck, Ryan, and I had cocktails on Ryan's bus.
Okay. Ryan Roxy.
Ryan likes to think of himself as a
20 seconds.
As a bartender. Great cocktails.
I heard he makes
Ryan
great
Roxy.
cocktails.
Yes, they're light, low sugar.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
When we take when we take the show on the road to South Africa, he can mix
To
his
South
he can
Africa.
mix his cocktails.
We look forward to visiting you in South
All right,
Africa.
guys, you know the drill. That's it for us. Next week, we have a really cool interview, kind of an up-and-coming artist, and hopefully you guys will tune in for that. We love you. Thank you for being here. We're gone. Peace.